Alrighty, knuckleheads, Grumpy Grandpa here. That's me. And my better half, Debbie, over here. She just loves being on my show. And I love her being on my show, though. So, today we're talking about Jason Crocker. Jason Crocker's doing a challenge. And let's go out to the video. This guy, boy, he has it going on. So let's go ahead out there.
I have done my research for a good minute. A lot of you guys kept saying, how come you don't insulate the tiny house? It'd be a lot warmer if you insulated this little micro tiny house. Guys, if I did that, then I wouldn't be getting ready for this cold weather. So,
okay, that makes perfect sense. You wouldn't want to insulate it to get ready for the cold weather, right?
Because you could just stay in the tiny house while the cold weather was going on?
Yeah, well, here's what is going on. See, Jason is doing a challenge, and if he's cold, he wanted to be prepared for the cold, so he's been being cold, and it wouldn't be a challenge if he was staying out in an insulated environment. So now he's in it's going to get really cold in Oklahoma.
It's going to get really cold.
And he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to make his 3 days, but so why did I bring up Jason? Because Jason, he's doing his challenge. I'm doing my challenge. My challenge is he has the Crockers Unleashed podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And he's not been doing it for a while because he's doing construction on his set in there. So he hasn't been doing it. But he gives advice on how to be a successful YouTube channel, right? He's got over 100,000 subscribers. And I said, you know, why don't I make a YouTube channel that is doing exactly the opposite of what he says to do to be successful, right? So what did I tell you?
I have no idea.
He says in his podcast that you have to do stuff. You have to make stuff. You have to go out in the frigid cold. You have to build stuff. And so I said, Debbie, let's start 2 channels. 2 Old People on the Couch and Grumpy Grandpa Patriot Show. And we're going to do it on a couch. And we're not going to do it's going to be a show doing nothing, but sitting there. And he says, don't do that. That's going to be failure. And I'm sitting at about 322 subscribers. And you're sitting just over 700 subscribers. And we're not monetized.
No.
He's monetized. He's living off his YouTube. And, you know, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it all backwards. So we highly recommend you go out and check out the Crockers, the Coffee with the Crockers. That's where I got that video, the Coffee with the Crockers. And also the Crockers Unleashed podcast. And that'll show you how to have a successful YouTube channel. Okay, but why do I watch the Crockers, Debbie?
Because they're entertaining?
He's very entertaining. He's scatterbrained just like I was. He gave good advice today on his challenge. He goes, you got to get out of your comfort zone. See, we're old, but whenever we were younger, see, let me see if I can bring this up. Whenever I was younger, I seeked out Jason Crockers. I seeked out the crazy people that live life on the edge. See, this is my fraternity here. And you think, whenever you think fraternity, you think rich, spoiled guys, right? No, not us. None of us were rich, spoiled kids. That was our fraternity house. Do you see the plywood over the window?
I do see the plywood over the window.
At this point, whenever we took this picture, our fraternity house was condemned. It was it was ran down. All the windows were broken out. It was an old, huge house, and it had like, I don't know, 40 windows, and almost every 40 windows, the windows were broken out and boarded up. But then it got condemned. But these guys here, they lived on the edge. See, we would throw parties. We would throw parties on Friday and Saturday. We had no money for the beer. So we wrote a check out for the beer on Friday. Went and picked it up, right? We would collect the money from the party Friday and Saturday. Then we would go in on Monday and turn in the money before the banks would process the check. And that's how we lived. Weekend to week. We could never, ever just be, you know, and we're crazy. One guy in my fraternity was probably connected to the Hells Angels or motorcycle gang. I forget which one. And another one probably was something Italian mob related. So even though our house was condemned, we were a wreck. The school, like Animal House, they wanted to get rid of the fraternity. I think they were afraid to get rid of us until certain people were graduated. And once those people that were associated with certain groups that graduated were gone, then they canceled all fraternities on campus after we were gone. But I think they did that because they knew we would not go into the night quietly. So again, I seeked out the knuckleheads out there. And that's how he says to live life. And let's go back out to those pictures there. See, that's the fraternity, and see who's front and center there, me. And but we were a ragtag group of misfits. And then, what did I do for 20 years?
Satellite communication.
Why? Because I could not handle a 9-to-5 job.
No.
I would go absolutely crazy. And Jason reminds me of me whenever I was younger, because I could not just do a 9-to-5 job. I would get bored easily. But I found, I joined the Air Force, which was another wild adventure, and I seeked out the knuckleheads in there too. All my friends were knuckleheads, right? Mm-hmm. And we did wild, crazy things for 4 more years. I stretched being serious, and then, boy, I found you. And whenever people won't believe it, but whenever we were younger, we had, I wanted to have, a wild, sexy, fun time, right?
Oh, yeah.
And go on adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And you were the adventure lady. Mm-hmm. You said, Mark, after we got out of the military, we went back, started out in my dad's, living with my dad for the first year or a couple months, first couple months of our life. And then you said, Mark, I found you a job out in Washington State. We're moving. And we got rid of everything and got into 2 cars and just zipped across, and we broke down on the way. It was crazy. But then we went out there, and what did we do every weekend?
Go out.
We went out. We went camping, and you had kids. So here's the tough part is I was still a knucklehead, right? And I wanted crazy times, but then, I had to be semi-responsible too, right? Because there's kids involved. You can't, once kids are involved, so all you youngins, go out and have as much fun as you can until you get older and just experience life. Jason Crocker, he knows how to do it. And again, he starts 10,000 projects, doesn't finish some, and people think, well, that's no way to live. And that is the way to, I know him. I gravitate to Jason Crocker because Jason Crocker reminds me of whenever I was younger. And so, one of his advice was, do not rip off other people's channels. Don't ride their coattails to your fame, right? That's a no-no in the YouTube industry. So what do?
You always try to rip him off.
I'm riding Jason Crocker's coattails.
I told you not to do it. I am in no way affiliated with what he does.
Yes, she does.
Don't take it out on people.
This is Grumpy Grandpa Patriot Show.
He just makes me sit here.
But that's my challenge. I'm doing everything he said not to do. So I'm going to ride people's coattails. I'm going to do a show about absolutely nothing and just sit here on a couch. And boy, my subscriptions have gone up to 300. And Jason's only sitting at 130,000. So we're just going to keep this experiment going, okay? And good luck to you, Jason. Can you say that at least? Good luck, Jason Crocker, on your challenge.
Good luck, Jason Crocker, on your challenge.
And we'll post all his links down below because, out of my 318 subscribers, since I've been riding his coattails, Greenhorn 1 Acre, that gave us this cool merch.
He's going to ask for these shirts back
after
this video. Yes,
see, Greenhorn has passed us on 2 old people on the couch. You know why?
Because he's doing something.
He's building something.
Yes.
He is doing something, and his channel is growing because he listens to Jason. Mm-hmm. Whereas we don't. You know, and Jason says you got to advertise, you got to get merch out there and everything, and we haven't done any of that. So we'll let you know how the experiment goes of just sitting on a couch doing absolutely nothing gets us. And our cat is it's freezing cold outside, but it goes out the cat door, comes around, jumps on the air conditioner in the window of our lovely studio here, in the I don't know, we'll name our studio something, but it sits on that thing and it meows out there because it wants in, but it has a cat door and it could get in, but we close off the studio and it desperately wants our attention for something. All right, well, let's wrap this up like you say on your show, because I'm gonna steal, I'm gonna ride on two old people on the couch's coattail, and
because that will get you far.
Today I'm 322. Tomorrow I might be 323, and by the year 2050 I might be monitored. All right, well, that's it. That's my show. It was a show about absolutely nothing, and doing exactly what Jason Crocker says not to do. All right. Got anything else to add to that? Are you glad you were on my show today?
No, not at all.
I know I have to have something in my show. It's a show about nothing. But if I can't talk to you, then I'm just sitting here talking.
Well, yeah, that's what people do, is they just talk to the camera.
And they get ratings?
Yes. Because you talk to the people out there.
Jason does that.
I know.
Jason sits there and talks to the people, and he says, make eye contact. And see, our monitor is down here.
So we don't make eye contact.
And so we look down here. So we're not engaging with the audience. We are looking off screen. And he says that's a definite no-no. Yeah. So I think we should move the TV down lower so we're looking down farther.
No.
Okay. Well, let's wrap this up. All right. Knuckleheads, try to stay warm, Jason. Everybody else out there in Oklahoma and all across the United States, try to stay warm. It is... Go look out the window. Global warming is crap, people. It's freezing, record cold temperatures.
Disclaimer.
Global warming is crap. Put a disclaimer down below. All right, talk to you later.